Welcome to the MENA Women Virtual Roundtable hosted by Partners Global. My name is Rasha Abdel. I'm the Director for the Middle East and North Africa and the Strengthening of Civil Society. I'm joined today with May Nasser, the Executive Director of Partners Lebanon and Partners Jordan. Hi, May. Rafal Zuhair, the Program Manager at Partners Iraq. Alex Thomas, the Senior Program Associate at Partners Global, and Ala Smadi, the M&E Senior Specialist from Partners Jordan. Welcome. I'm so excited to be speaking with all of you today and to discuss and focus on what's the woman role on leaders, as leaders and peace builders and champions. And resilient change makers. Each one of you is one of those amazing leaders in the country and in the region. So I'm so happy to be having this conversation with all of you. And I want to start maybe with May to ask about, May, you've been here at the Partners Network for quite a while, and what inspires you? You inspire me, so I want to know what inspires you and who inspires you as well.
Well, you inspire me, Rasha. That's a fact, believe me. But having been with the network between Yemen, Jordan, and Lebanon, it's been amazing how you see the same sort of resilience in the MENA region. And I can speak as a MENA region because I've seen it in those three countries, except for Iraq, which will have a chance to talk about their own experience. But it's amazing how women have been, for the longest time, they've been suppressed. And when you see during the uprising that took place in each of these countries, mainly Yemen, also in Lebanon, it was amazing how women's voices, you could visibly, audibly hear them rise and be really strong activists. I'd like to, specifically in Lebanon's case, which addresses quite a painful issue that took place in 2020, the Beirut port blast. Even before that, when the uprising took place in October 2019, so many young men, so many men were taken into prison, and they were, shut down. Women came up close and were in the front. And I'm talking not just women as individuals, I'm talking women who are hardcore civil society members. They have been in the front. They were as brave as I could ever imagine. And also, when I go back to Yemen as well, they were the ones in the forefront, planning, advocating, making their voices heard. So this is what really inspires me. I mean, it makes the work that we're doing as in a peace building network. We have so many advocates on the ground, women advocates, that I think we've got lots of work to do, and it's going to be great. So thank you.
That's lovely, May. That's lovely. Really, how we get it from the ground, from the people, because it's so genuine. So we feel it. Rafal, I feel you got excited. You want to share what inspires you? Tell us.
Well, actually, I just want to also emphasize on what my colleague may have just said, which is within the last decade, we have seen and witnessed women in Iraq in particular being in the front line. And a woman, and I think everybody knows it, which is Fatima al-Bahadli. She's an Iraqi human rights woman that's based in Basra, which is the southern area in Iraq. Also, she's the founder of Al-Firdaus for Peacebuilding Association, which is focused on protection for girls and women that affected by the war and strengthen their role in peace building. Fatima al-Bahadli had been submitted to threats. She have already lost 2 members of her own family, and still her association has been the strongest. And I feel like it's our part right now to proceed with their legacy. So I'm very proud and I'm very amazed by her capabilities and her purpose in this universe. So yeah, I just wanted to emphasize on what May say, and I think we in our generation, we definitely have to get to another level on the MENA region.
That's so lovely, Rafal. Thank you so much for bringing this up. It's amazing. It's amazing how we can see, like, even in Sudan, in Syria, Yemen. I know our colleagues in Yemen couldn't make it to the call today, but it's like really many modules that inspires us from these countries. Thank you, ladies. Ala, if I can move to you, and I know I can relate to this to a couple of conversations we had. When you think about women's leadership in the field of peace building, what memory or experience comes to your mind?
Okay, Hala, for me, maybe my answer will be like a bit shocked, but I'm new for this field and I can't like remember, like when I ask myself how many women I heard about who's working in this field, peace building field. I just remembered one woman, and she's an activist for women initiatives, Asma Khader. I believe you know her, of course.
Yeah, may she rest in peace.
Yeah, but I didn't like remember like many other women, and this is an indication. I believe this is an indication means that there should be like more maybe women to be in this field, or maybe we don't know about this. Maybe there's like many women working in this building, but there's like no nothing is let's say very announced or we're familiar with. Yes, this is my answer, for this. But that's my other it's a good example, of course.
I like this, and thank you for bringing Asma's name to this conversation. Of course, Alex, I'll move it to you, and I know we always chat together, me and Alex, about like lessons learned as women being in the field of peace building and civil society. Let's share with the group some of these like lessons learned, and if you can hint on any challenge as well, feel free.
Sure. So I think my biggest lesson learned so far has been to trust myself. My perspective is valuable, and just because I have not seen someone else tackle something the way I have doesn't mean that my way of doing it is wrong. It just means it's different, and there is value in that. And Rasha, to say that was a lesson learned, like I attribute that to you actually. You've been super supportive and all the work that I've done, and noticed my unique way of maybe handling something differently or whatnot. So yeah, my biggest lesson learned has been to trust myself. My perspective is valuable, but then also to yeah, it's been important to have a woman leader on our team like you to show that to other women. So that's been my lesson learned, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex. I can't be more happy than working with someone like you every day, and with Rafa and with May. I really like, this is like my social group, and I'm so happy to be with all of you and working with you. But yeah, I think we're also both Alex and I are working on a program focused on women's rights. So we always have these conversations about really how fair, unfair, what are the points that we are facing as women, how women are standing up for women. And I think these conversations really stick to my mind, in how we stay resilient, strong with everything that is going on. And to that point, I want to move it back to you, May, and you've had a very strong experience around the region for I'll say a decade. So how more than decade, May, you're really have a very strong experience in the region. How did you see the role of women changing in the past, let's say, decade, around the region, May?
Well, I'm going to refer to my background in the field of microfinance when we used to work with between Lebanon and Yemen with women, micro entrepreneurs who had very small businesses and nobody believed in them. And I'm talking in the late 90s. Yeah, I'm old. So, but anyway. Yes, but I mean, it was such an amazing learning experience to see those women stick to their beliefs in themselves, to their self-confidence, and knowing that it's the man's role to be the breadwinner. And in their cases, the man was never really the breadwinner. He was just like somebody who just enjoyed being a man and bossy, and and I'm talking about those really rural communities, and were very strict about their women, their daughters going out or doing any sort of independent business. So it took a lot of time. And when when I'm talking about microfinance, I'm talking about allowing women the opportunities to be independent, but not really break their families, to be independent, to realize their potentials, what they're good at doing, and what they love to do. So I'm going to give one example. For example, in Baalbek, there was this woman who could do anything, could do anything, and receive fees for it. And she was the only breadwinner in the family. And I'm talking about her because this is something really, really amazing to mention. She went into plumbing. And she would go to houses and fix plumbing especially because of the culture, the sensitivity of, let's say, a man plumber entering a house when the husband is not available, only the woman. So that allowed her not because she's a woman, because also she had the skills and she had the personality, and this really built her up. And I'm using her just as one example, and she thrived in Baalbek, a place where it's very conservative, like many other areas in the Middle East, in other countries, and this really took a while. It took programs, it took encouragement, and I would really like to go back and mention those pioneers who paved the way for women today to be where they are. We're talking about like the Emily Nasrallahs, the Nawal Sha'rawi's, like, and many others like them, the Arab women who have paved the way, who have the spoken and have been attacked for having been so outspoken. But that made a trickle effect to the very nitty-gritty grassroots level, that you find so many now really going out there and doing what they want to do and be productive and be respectful above all. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Nawal Saadawi.
Nawal Saadawi, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Please edit this part.
Yeah, it's you know, May, that's true. Like I agree with you. In the past years, I would say women has pushed the boundaries, and women created a space for them to be in places that we were not used to be in. I feel grateful for all the women who opened the space for us to be here. Like, we continue to fight and push that limit, but there's many women before us who really pushed for us to be convening, for us to be in this platform now. And this is really, like, by itself is an inspiration, and it's something that we don't take for granted, for sure.
I want to just add, Rasha, if you let me.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about literary women who are writers or poets or journalists. I'm talking about women who paved the way, be they artists, be they actresses. Nidal al-Ash'ar, I'm just saying on top of from the top of my head, be they
lawyers,
dancers,
technologists,
doctors,
exactly.
All of that.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. Exactly. Taxi drivers, right?
Yes.
Like that. So
yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
I'm always impressed when I see train drivers or bus drivers that are women. I used to take pictures with them because this is really unusual for me to see. But it's like so, like, it's so nice, so powerful, really. Let's move to, I think, the last part of this conversation, to say we're all here at this journey at Partners Network. Each one of us had many lessons learned and things we keep in mind to tell our colleagues, to tell the young professionals, as we call them or early professionals, as we call them at Partners Network, or the new generation. What do we leave them with? Like, in one sentence, something that you learned and you want to give them one sentence to keep in mind. What would you tell to the next generation? Rafal, I saw you on mute. You can start.
Okay. If I want to put this in one sentence, basically, it's going to be simple as that. Start from your own family, friends, school, and expand what you have gained through your professional life in order to achieve peace building. So yeah, this is my only advice for them. It's just as basic as that, to start from your family and your own circle.
Love it. May?
I would say definitely, Rafal, what you said is really powerful and true. And I would also like to add, believe. If you believe deep inside you that this is what you want and this is what you want to do, it will happen. No matter the hardships, no matter the challenges, you can do it. Just believe, and the sky is your limit.
Love it. Alex, you talked about the believe. Do you want to add?
Yeah, I will. I'll add on to that. Yeah, as you believe in yourself and what you can do, just be sure to believe in those that are coming behind you, as well as pull them with you. Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Pull them with you. Ala, any final words?
يعني I want to emphasize on what Mai just said or mentioned, to believe in everyone should believe in himself or sorry, herself, of course, and then to be strong enough to not have any kind of fear and to move on, just to move on and do and try even the bad and good things.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I would say, I agree with all of you. I would say, you're not alone. We're always there for you, wherever you are. And we've got each other back. So thank you, everyone, for this lovely, lovely conversation with us. And have a wonderful day, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so much fun.
Thank you, Rasha.
Thank you. This is really
Thank you.
fun.